They'll be calling you a radical. We're going to get back to the horrible collapse of the Pacific Ocean, the Great Pacific Genocide. We're going to talk about Lindsay Mills, the linchpin to this whole cover-up of Fukushima. And I want to very much talk about this right in the inception. The race baiting, the left, right, the religious baiting, the freaking ignorance that has freaking overwhelmed this country. Listen, I don't give a fuck about the masses because they're that gone. They're fucking demographic to their own self. Their racism, their left fairy tale fucking bullshit. We're going to talk about Hillary Clinton and her fucking flip-flopping again on nuclear energy. And the National Review of all people put out this bullshit report that 68% of Republican voters are pro-nuclear energy. What a fucking lie. I mean, the propaganda machine on the, look, this is not for the masses. I could give a fuck about the fucking masses. I don't care about the masses. I don't care. I don't care. This is a small tactical intellectual army of people that are willing to get in the street, out in the street. That's what we have to have the dynamic, the strong. I'm Hamilton, I can sing and dance. Fucking, you know, what's a tariff? The race baiting, the religious baiting, they can find fucking, there's 350 million people, the exploitation, the fucking going along with this fucking incredible racist bunch of fucks we have fucking evolved to. This ignorant, and this is not commentary, this place is ignorant as ignorant. Our small group, look, we don't need the fucking masses. Our tactic, you know, I hold the keys on so many of this thing. So Hillary does another fucking interview where this time she says, well, climate change, we have to use every arsenal we have, and nuclear energy is one of our tools. This is the 9th time she's flip-flop on there. And of course, and you're going to say Trump? Trump has fucking come right out and said he's pro-nuclear energy. Multiple times. Fucking look at it. He's part of that fucking Indian Point, fucking the bank bailout in New York City. It's part of him. You know, $7.6 billion? Fuck, the bank bailout on chemo. The masses are never going to get this. The masses are gone. They're ignorant. That's the problem why these fucking in the straight activists can't get anywhere. And the police, fuck, 99% of police are, well, I shouldn't say 85% are good, but there's 15 bad. They refuse to clean it up in themselves. The court system, this corrupt court system. Look, Danielle Will was shot right in the face right there. Matthew Stewart was killed right there. There was, in 2015, the first 8 murders right here. First 8 were all cops killing white people. You know, this is about social repression. These are sick, demented fuckers that get away with it. Look, inside any group, I don't care, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, oh, they sent those to China. You know, the greatest redistribution of wealth in human history, the greatest control mechanism, and they pay Savage and these fucking radical fools, don't you love it? How they're paid to call it fucking New World Order. But it's a monarchy, it's old. You know, they call it the other, don't you love it how they'll call it the elites? Who the elite? I mean, that's fucking... That right here. Karl Rove invented that fucking bullshit. Jesus died so I could be rich, Olstein. The social engineering on Balco, CNN, Fox, they admit it. They race bait, they religious fucking bait. We don't want it. I mean, are you kidding me? Elites? They're a bunch of inbred fucking royal I mean, it's the same club. It's a group of fuckers get in, Bill Gates and fucking clowns. Thieves, CIA, propped up fucking rats. CIA, who's done all this. Lindsay Mills is she's the lynch. I mean, oh yeah. Fucking wannabe, fucking physically fucking fit young females that got bodies like boys who fucking go out, they fucking troll. They're fucking overachievers trolls with CIA parents. Fucking special forces. Yeah, Edward Snowden I grew up in a special forces family. I grew up, if you've listened to my uncle talk on my thing, special forces guy. Fuck, my dad's, I mean, he's headed down to the fucking senior Olympic. He's 82. He'll win gold medals. He does every year. He's 80 fucking 2. Yeah, Edward Snowden got the body. It's a setup. It was a setup. Laura, come on. MIT, her billionaire father. Billionaire. They knew they had a mole inside there. Snowden's been played. They knew they had a mole. This is all the cover-up of Fukushima. Oliver Stone stepped first and said, look, somebody needs to sit down with me and do an interview. I hold the keys on this. They're going to, really? He's going to release to Laura? She looked right at him and says, you trust me? She knows. She knows. A setup. Total setup in that fucking room. Why would he release to them? Greenwald? The Queen's mouthpiece? It's all the cover-up of Fukushima. All of it. All of it. All of it. Lindsay Mills? How many boyfriends did she have? Yeah, girls like that, they just troll fucking tech websites. They like techies. They sit in their basement and play video games and play on the computer for 16 hours a day. That's who they chase. Oh, they don't go after athletes or I was on Wall Street. I watched them. I watched these fucking groupies go after and just tee them up. Just rob them. You know, they do it to athletes now. Get a baby planted in me and here's the fucking suit, you know. I mean, please. It's a setup. She's over there now. It's a setup. Edward Snowden, fucking is the State Secrets Act. I can prove it. Edward Snowden is the cover-up of Fukushima. I can prove it. Did he even know? I doubt it. I've talked to Snowden's attorney personally. I asked Greenwald right to his face. His hair stood up. And then the reason I'm shooting this is because right here around the corner is Scowcroft's house. You know, I grew up in the, I know. I can't believe anybody won't sit down with me. Our small tactical fucking army. Look, because I understand that we can crack inside the CIA and the NSA because it's about cancer. This is all about cancer. The linchpin to the top of the social engineering and this whole, look, I'm a social scientist. Come on, like all artists are. In the spirit of Michelangelo, in the spirit of fucking Picasso, in the spirit, if you don't get it, she's a performance artist, what am I? Hello, I know what I'm up to. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Doesn't matter about view count. Doesn't matter about view count. They've already repressed that. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like my own fucking attorney used to tell me. Of course, he's turned on me. He says, you're way too hot for me to even handle. Everybody's afraid of me. You know? Because you sit on your fat ass fanny, put the fucking load on me. Walking critical condition because I turned my light on. My light. Right there, Vincent Hansen says, Kevin, we don't take 51-year-old fucking guys with this type of cancer, and it's impossible, but we know how physical you are. We know how mentally strong we are. We know your path, whatever. Fucking, you know, talk about the special forces guys. You're like your fucking dad they murdered, you know. I grew up in these families. My uncle right there, the Ogden Clinic, the guy who invented bypass surgery. This is my people, my place, my fucking time. They broke me. I walked from $1 million a year job on Wall Street because I fucking said, fuck you. I'm not gonna use this jewel, this gift that I have, this deductive thinking gift as a derivative arbitrage. I could identify things before they happen so fast. It was a gift. I says, I'm not using this gift. I'm not using it because I was a human lab rat in a cage in the Nevada test site. My dad. That's where my sperm came from. That's where my light came from. Look, our small tactical army, you know who you're out there. Most of them will never comment. I know, understand. But if I'm going to do all your fucking dirty work, you need to get my fucking back. And I'm willing to do it if you haven't seen me. The only interview with Allison looked at me, McFarland, and her eyes go right down because she hides. No one's able to grill her. Now it's in the public domain that I do this. I'm recording history, Michelangelo. I know the Snowden dynamic. They played him. Special Forces, please. It was a setup from the beginning. They had to have these techies. The same people that whacked Aaron Swartz 35 years for what? Putting alligator clips to a fucking thing, a PhD? Laura is her dad. Laura's family are those people. He hands it, do you trust me? It was a setup. They knew they had a mole. How did they know? LIndsay? No doubt in my mind. They knew inside there. They knew Snowden was good. Snowden thinks he's so fucking smart. They knew he was going to fucking steal it. They knew they were watching him. They were watching him. They knew that he was going to leak. So they set him up. So they leak it to the very royal system, Greenwald, the Guardian, and fucking Laura. They are the top of the pyramid. He leaked it to the very fucking people. He didn't go to RT. He didn't go to Al Jazeera's. He didn't go to the fucking, any of the fucking, and Young Turks and fucking Alex Jones just prove in that fucking goofy thing the fucking how the alternative media has been totally captured and just feeds this demographic racism. They're just playing race. When a fucking cop kills a guy that's unarmed, people got to go to the streets. They have no other choice. And I'm fucking, without street activists, we got nothing. Without Anonymous, we have nothing. They know that. Snowden sitting in his hole with Putin. It's a fucking setup. It's a setup. I hold the keys. The USS Reagan trial is the keys. I hold the whole keys to that whole fucking thing. You just don't know that. Edward Snowden, he wire infrastructure, say, oh, they can't create tsunamis. I never said they did, number one. Was it an accident? Do you know anything about geoengineering? Do you know about cyber terrorism warfare? To think that they're not fucking heavily deep into cyber fucking warfare, you're a fool. Fucking Obama, Sputnik. There's thousands of these young techies are the fucking key. Why do you think they're so afraid of them? Because they're ahead of them. They're ahead of them. Snowden was ahead of them. Swartz was ahead of them. So they had to circle them. They had to cage them in like fucking cattle on the fucking landscape. Hillary Clinton saying fucking she's pro-nuclear. No one's pro-nuclear. It's the linchpin is California. The linchpin is California. California gets it producing 124% more fucking solar energy than they use. Diablo's done. Mothers of Peace have filed suit. They're criminals. This is the greatest fucking crime syndicate in human history. The nuclear energy crimes. Nuclear energy is nuclear bombs. They just play people. They're not playing me. They can't fucking play me because I hold a fucking insurance card. My doctor says it's perfect. And I won't tell you which doctor says that because he was Steve Jobs' doctor also. Kevin, they can't kill you. Can you imagine them martyring you at this point? It'd be the biggest mistake they ever fucking had. Number one, and you love your enemies. You say it perfectly. Inside the CIA and the NSA, because they're brainwashed. They understand leukemia. I don't want them to get leukemia. I don't want my very worst enemy to get fucking leukemia and die. I don't. I love my fucking enemies just like the man that saved me, Vincent. You know, I love my enemies. For I walk through the valley of the shadow of fucking death. I literally fear no evil. I know this. I know the dynamic. Why would Edward Snowden be in Japan? Counterterrorism? They don't let Muslims in Japan. There's no terrorists in Japan. Experimental Island? Go all the same way they fucking forced Wallace out and threw Truman in. These fucking madmen, sick psychopaths. Look, I pissed on Teller's grave. I'm going to read today online. In my next video, I will read Leo's fucking Edward Teller on the 4th of July, 1945. I'm going to post it right here. His letter to Leo. You know, Leo's letter is what sent FDR to this place, because Einstein saved it. They're cousins from Budapest. I was in Budapest last year. I'm the one that announced the world that Icor had been killed in a car wreck. Wow. This is a fucking craziest story, my place and my fucking time. But you intellectuals that are out there that watch my videos, you know who you are and know you what you are. I gotta get this. Stay tuned.